I am here. I'm just trying to remember how to use this. Using this. I'm usually on Twitch, but I thought I'd do a restream. I'm just working on something this afternoon. I thought you can just see what it's like when I'm just chilling and working. Although it looks like my mic maybe isn't working. Let's have a look. Should be working. Yeah. Just the DAC isn't showing for some reason. Oh well. Cool. Yeah, I'm just working on these drawers. It's a recreate of something I did before. And I just thought, screw it. I'll do it on Periscope and YouTube. So yeah, all I've got here is I've just got like some DOM elements, and I've just got like if you imagine there's one which is a container in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I've just worked on making this little frame. And now I'm actually gonna move this chat window just in case anyone does say something. Cool. Yeah, and I'm just working through this, so I'm at the point where I'm gonna make these little sliding drawers. It's quite strange. I originally created this demo about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. So it's like reworking it how I would do it now as opposed to 4 years ago is, yeah, quite different. So yeah, the draw size here is going to be, it's going to be quite hard to do actually. The drawers are, so what I want to do here is I want to map 3 elements onto here as like containers. So if I just do like and then pinged it forward, you'll see what happens. So like, yeah, it appears there, but I actually need it to come way further forward, so it'd be like half the depth. So I've got like a depth variable, and then that would bring it forward, and then I create like whatever I'm creating for there. But interestingly, oh yeah, because it's bringing them all forward. So this is only like the first one, and then you would just position each one. So I just use like input type. So here I can just be like type 1, and then the other 2 will be back there. Oh, interestingly, oh, input type isn't working because these are all divs. Yeah, this one's much more limited. You can still fire them from Twitch, they'll still work, but obviously we're not on Twitch today. It's only because I have that YouTube video premiering at 6 and I thought, oh, I better get this done. This is interesting, so yeah, these are all div. What I could do is I can just add a number. Who just followed on Twitch? I completely missed that. Thank you. Even though we're not on Twitch today. I appreciate it. We could just do something like this. We could do like data position, and just do position. You can do some interesting stuff with pug as well. Like you could just do like an attribute and pass that through, but we won't do that. You'll find all about that at 6 o'clock. If you watch the new video. No, we're not on Twitch, so we're on Twitter and YouTube at the moment. You can't do Twitch as well because I'm an affiliate on there. So yeah, it's against the rules. You're not allowed to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So, which is fair enough. So yeah, here I could just do something like I did like data position equal 1. Pretty sure this is how it works, but I could say like top 50%, and that would put it down. What's going on? Trying to work out a fancy way of doing this because it's been a while. Draw ampersand data position equal 1. Oh yeah, I'm doing it as a variable. I'm skipping ahead. There you go. That would be how you would scope it. I'm trying to skip ahead. What I would do here is actually have the position here and then just do something like that. And then I could just say, do you know what? 2 and 3. 3 could be 60, that could be 30, and that could be 10. And then that would scope them nicely. Yeah, I don't like turning the gain up too much on this because it will go a bit. You'll get a load of like reverb or like feedback. I can turn the music sound down a bit, but I don't really want to touch the settings too much, to be honest. Purely because, actually though, I'll turn them down and then ramp it up on my speakers. I have it set up perfectly for when I do Twitch. I just don't really do this I don't really do Periscope very often. I wouldn't mind doing Periscope. Why do people just pick like you share something and then someone just basically it's like just tries to bring it down? Like, I'm not looking for an argument, just go away. get why people do that. It's just a waste of mine and their time. Yeah, so all I want to do here is I just want to map these 3 blocks. And I kind of got to work out the perfect width. So like the width is going to be a calc, it's going to be calc. I already have a width which is equal to the frame. So I'm going to do calc var width minus 2 times this border. So that will give me the perfect if I can type. And then times 1 vmin. So that should get me the perfect width. And then if I do, oh gosh, what's up in there? Alright, and then if I do left 50 and I do a minus 50 here, that's gonna center them all perfectly. There we go. And now I just need to work out like the best way of calculating the height. So the height is kind of interesting. I'm gonna hide the other 2 for the moment, just so we can focus on the 1. And I'm gonna reduce the opacity of it. So you kind of see the border of it and why we want to match it up. So like the top for this one is actually going to be the frame. So it'd be so that kind of puts it perfect. The reason I'm using vmin as well is so I can scale it. But yeah, the height. So I think like height, you might get away with just doing 33%, but it's not really going to work in this case because I have like an extra thickness at the bottom. I have these 2 slats. We have this border. So it's actually going to be something like 100 minus those things over 3. So it'll be calc 100 minus, and then this is going to be all the things we add up. So it's 3 lots of frame. I know this is 2 lots of frame because I've added it up here somewhere. Here. Get rid of this as well. I've done that now. Yeah, so I know that it's going to be 100 minus 5 lots of frame. And then I'm just going to times it by 1 vmin. And then that should be the right height. 100 minus... Oh, no, wait. I need to divide it by... It's 100... It's the height. It's var height minus that time over 3. Right. Quite a lot of calc here. It's that over 3. There you go. Got there in the end. But yeah, what's happening there is the height of the entire thing minus this is 2 times the frame, which is what I'm calling the border. Then you've got 1 time the frame, 2 times the frame, 3 times the frame, 4, 5 minus the height over 3 gives you 1 draw. That's how it works. Yeah, a little bit crazy. So if I bring in the second one will technically be, and then here actually I can just create a variable for this. Call it draw height, and I'll probably just times it by 1 vmin, wrap that in a calc, because then I can reuse it. Yep. That should still work. Oh, what have I done there? Oh, we haven't actually declared the right variable. There we go. So drawer height, and then we know that number 2 will actually be calc var frame, and then it'll be plus drawer height, so it'll be plus drawer height and times 1v then. And that hasn't worked because it's actually 2 frames, so because you have the middle frame as well. So you'd actually do that, and then you've got them 2 lined up, which is all good. And then you just need the third one, which, as you can guess, is going to be pretty much the same as this one. So be the same, but it'll be free of the drawer frame. Get that one, bam. Nope, drawer height times 2. I think that, there we go. Yep, a little bit confusing perhaps, but should be all good. Interestingly, yeah, this is going to need a little bit of work, but this is the mechanism for opening the drawers, and that's what we get onto now. But yeah, this should just scale up and down nicely, and if we really want, we can just do something like this. That's made it bigger, but it'll still be fine. You could even do, I want to say you could do 2, but I might push it a bit too much. No, it looks fine. Although it looks kind of weird because the depth doesn't seem to be scaling. So I guess, yeah, that's kind of odd. See how that depth is correct? Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know why that doesn't scale up with the rest of it. Another trick is just to do that to scale the body. Oh, that will get you also where you want to be. There's different ways of doing it. Or you could just change all the variables that we've put in, which is obviously another way of doing it. You know, I could change this frame variable. Now the drawers are smaller. I could change the depth to be like 50. And now it's a really long set of drawers. We can make them really wide, like a dresser set of drawers or something, I don't know. Yeah, you can do all sorts with it. But if you use variables, then you're set, because you can just do whatever. Cool, so I've got that, and now I just need... Okay, so I'm doing some Z indexing. That's interesting. Then I'm doing some details and summary. Cool. There's a lot going on here. I think what needs to happen is I need to build the drawer around this element and then just slide it. I think that's how it works. I say it's pretty funny coming back to look at something I had built, like, when did I build this? May 2018. There you go. So, yeah. So it's a minute. So yeah, that's not doing a lot. That's just getting the positions. What I want is the actual... I want the actual panels for the drawer. Is that what's coming up next? Oh, we have this draw structure piece and then some panels. Okay, cool. So where's the structure? Structure is height. Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty easy. So yeah, what I have, according to the old pen, which is the way I've done it, and I guess what we could do here is come out into our own breakout class, and then I'll have like ampersand structure, and let's just give it a height and width of 100. I guess we'll go position absolute, top left 0, and let's just give it a background of purple. Cool. So that's pretty straightforward. But the next part is actually creating the drawers. So if we said yeah, this is where it gets kind of interesting, right? Because what moves the actual structure, I think. But then does that make sense? I'm gonna try and think about how this works again. It's been details, summary are in there. Oh, the structure is the thing that moves. Wow, I don't know how that's working. I did some wild stuff for this pen. I mean, I can show you what I'm referencing. This is what I'm referencing. I don't know how. I can't actually work out how the hell I did this. I'm assuming somehow this moves. We've done that part, right? This part's real interesting. Ah, right. There we go. So there's that movement. And then that moves the... Oh, right, I've just chained it. So when details... Right, okay. So, yeah, I know how this is working. So when details is open, then details and summary is basically always on the front of this structure piece. I don't know why I didn't just put the structure piece inside the details. Don't know why I didn't do that. That seems kind of a weird thing. I should have just put this in here. Don't know why I didn't do that. I'm just kind of tripping myself up in the past. That seems kind of odd. Maybe we'll just do. Maybe we'll work out the mechanism first, and then come back and do that piece. It seems a bit weird that I would do that. I feel like there must be a reason, but I'll worry about that when I get there. So you do position absolute, height 100, width 100, and I'm just going to do translate 3D. And here I'm going to do active 0 times, or even open. Yeah, open will make more sense here. And I'm just going to do var depth for the moment. It's going to be a bit excessive, but it will work. And then all we're going to say is when it's open, active 1. You see that one's done something. What has it done? This is strange. I can't click it, which is a bit annoying. Because it thinks the drawer structure, right? Okay. I see what's happening here. Kinda. The details open. Active is 1. That's interesting. It isn't transforming. It isn't moving forwards, which it should do. Huh. Is that... I'm wondering if this is why I have the extra element in here. Maybe you can't translate it for some reason. Seems a bit odd that you can't, but maybe you can't. Yeah, that's odd. I mean, just to make sure. Yeah, nothing is happening there. So you can see that that second one is like open, but it's not open. It's not moving at all. But if I was to bring back this, though it just kind of is a bit strange because that's really weird. I see what's happening here. I know, I can see what I've done. My trick was to use the pseudo elements of details to translate them. Because technically, although I can't actually click it now, technically that should translate. But it isn't. Which is pretty odd. Why? What if... Alright, I'm just going to try this. It seems really weird that this would be the case, but... I'm just going to wrap an after. And I'm going to give it a background of red. Right, so there's red. Get rid of that. Now I can't click this. How on earth did I do this? I have no idea how I did this. That's the details. I'm just going to apply the open to it. Yeah, it's not working. I mean, it's not going to be pixels because it doesn't matter about the unit. This is really weird. Thing is, I'm doing this on the old demo, which is what's crazy to me. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is the actual code I do on the old demo. But that after isn't moving. Even though var open. I mean, technically this does actually need to be up here. But that just seems really weird. Oh my word. Why did no one in chat spot this? What an idiot. Just showing that I'm a real developer with real mistakes. There you go. Although I'm unable to click it, which is a bit interesting. Yeah, I don't know why I can't. I don't seem to be able to close it. Yeah, I don't seem to be able to close it or open it, which is kind of interesting. Ah, there we go. Right, we're finally we get somewhere. Finally. Right, so I just need to make that piece as big as the rest of it. Sorry, I'm getting caught on multiple things, and that's why this isn't the normal kind of stream. I just want to there we go. So summary is like the actual thing you see, and now that works as expected, and you could pull them all out, which is kind of cool. But you almost want them to be different Z indexes, so you could do something like this won't come in for a moment, but you could do something like 4 minus index, I think, and then do something like this. This is what I would do. I only know this because I've looked at the I've cheated and looked at the demo ahead of time. I know that this is going to come up and cause me an issue. There we go. So you see, like here, it's really hard to hit this one. And then what you'd actually want here is like a little transition. So you could do calc var, I don't know. Although transitions are an interesting one because I'm probably not going to need a unit. So I could just do that. I'd be lazy with it and be like transition 0.2s. Although that doesn't seem to have worked. Why not? Did we put it on the wrong thing? Yes, we did. We need to put it on this. And anything else that moves with it. So there you go. That would be your drawers moving out. Though they're a bit fiddly, but they do work. Then you gotta like unstyle it. You could just use appearance 0 or none. That tends to get rid of most things. But you're probably going to want list style type 0. None even. 0. What am I on about? Is it on that or is it on summary? It's on one of these. It gets rid of the... Unless things are changed, but that... Oh, okay. I'm assuming... Bear with me, that wasn't correct. I'm thinking of something else. I think... Is it a marker? I will have to look at the old demo for this, unless this works. Yeah, it doesn't look right. Oh, there we go. That's cool. I remembered that one. Nice. Yeah, details open. This will also be an open. And this is why I don't know whether to put the drawer inside. I feel like it makes more sense. I'm gonna put the drawer inside. It's kind of funky, but then it breaks. So you can open them, and you can't close them. Why does it break? Because the drawer panels. And I guess this is why you could use the summary after to push it in front. So let's do that. just like bump it a little bit. It'll need like a pixel or something. There you go. So technically that does work. You get a little bit of Z fighting, but we should get away from that. It should be okay. We'll find out. Otherwise, we'll have to use a tilde. Howdy, Angela. Sorry we're not on Twitch today. I know. This is just a bit of a spur of the moment where I don't need to set up Twitch or anything. I just thought, nah, this is very casual, not a normal stream. This is what I do daily, stuff like this. So I thought I'd just turn on and yeah, this is what I'm up to. This wasn't what I planned to do when I woke up today, but right, I think we're in a good place. I think we can just make the drawers. Oh, there's something that I wanted to add here as well. So we do, and this is why I wanted to use a variable and rework this. So a cool thing here would be to do, you could do @hover and do open. Something like that. @hover and not open. Open by a half. Oh, it doesn't like that, does it? Because it moves it. But we're not going to do it by that much. We're only going to do it like, I don't know, 0.25, something silly like that. Just a tiny amount so you can just see it move. But they're quite cool because we can just power it with that one. We can just power it with that one variable, which is pretty neat. We need to take the outline off of these. We can just use outline transparent for this. I think it might actually need to be on the summary though. That's pretty cool. So yeah, and then we can do like, the neat thing is we can change the depth really easily. So I can just be like 0.9 is the depth of the drawers. And now that works as expected. And it obviously scales up and down nicely. I haven't clamped the text yet, but we'll do that. Basically the text will just be like a v-min sizing. Alright, I think we're ready for the sides. Let's get the sides done. So, we don't care about that at the moment. We need these panels. They're all going to be, and actually for the moment I'm going to do, this is where it's cool because we can just do, for debugging I can just be like open one, and then all the drawers should be open, but they're not. Why are they not? Oh, yeah, because my styling has broken up. There you go. There you go, so I can work on it while they're all open. I can just switch the variable back off when we don't need it. So it's a neat way of doing it. So grab each panel. So each panel will actually have a different height and width. And I'm wondering how I worked. So I imagine I have the structure and then I have different pieces, but it looks like I just have left, right, bottom and back, and then the structure must be the actual front panel. So that's quite interesting because the front is actually going to be like slightly bigger because you want it to overlap ever so slightly. It's like the width will actually be calc var width plus 2 times var frame times 1 beamer. And I always like to wrap these just in case. But yeah, they should be a little bit wider. And that would mean, yeah, if we close this, you should see. No, because it should apply, sorry, should apply the other way around. That's why I'm not too sure about doing it this way. I feel like it should have a front, right, back, bottom. If I just keep this as invisible, it's going to be easier to follow if I ever come back to this. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'd rather have it more verbose than trying to keep it tricked out. Does Logitech do a gaming mouse that is USB-C yet? Let's find out. The Logitech Hero. Is that the one I have? I'm sure the one I have is wireless with... Yeah, that's a wired mouse. Gaming mice. Wireless. Show me wireless. Wireless. Yeah. Do they not do... Yeah, normal stream service will return tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow though. I've not quite decided yet. I've got a few options. I'll probably poll it again. I think we need to add an extra panel here. I think it's just gonna make our life a little bit easier. We're gonna do front. But I'm gonna do them so that the Z indexing makes sense. So like technically back should be at the back, then bottom should technically be, yeah, it could be there. As long as front is at the start and left and right, that should be okay. Let's go with that. So we've got panel, doesn't really offer much, but we'll say the front panel, and I'm just going to give it a height of 110 and a width of 110 if I actually press the 1. Whoa, done that twice. And I'm just going to say background black for the moment, and you can just see that it'll be, or it should be. Panel front, draw panel front. Where are you? What's going on? Have I broken it? Draw, details, draw structure, draw panel front, height, width, background. I guess because of the way this works, it's technically disappeared. See how that draw structure is non-existent unless I've hidden it somewhere. I know I did an opacity 0 thing a while back, but it doesn't look like that's in play. Obviously I did this, but I know that's not in play. Yeah, that's kind of strange. They obviously did some weird tricks to get this to work. So maybe we do have to do that. Yeah, because now it appears. Funky. I didn't want to do this, but I guess I will have to do this then. You can do that, or you can do plus, it doesn't really matter. And now it will move them all forward, where it should do. But then draw structure also needs this rule. And then I'm kind of thinking, actually, I should just make all the mechanisms for this go into something like that, and then I can do this. That kind of sucks though, right? Because technically I would do draw hover, but then that wouldn't make sense either. Ugh. Then that means I'd need to do this. Which is also a bit of a bind. And that doesn't seem to be working either. Oh, right, and because... No, that should be fine. Oh, yeah. Right, there we go. Right, that is what's responsible. We'll just tuck that in there, and we'll forget about it until I revisit this in 5 years. Until I revisit it for the next 4-year edition and forget how to do it. Cool. So yeah, we can do top 50, left 50. Now I do have an idea of a size for this, but I just want to show how it works. And then if we set our variable here back to 0, you'll see that the draw front kind of covers everything. It's really interesting to see that people following, even though I'm not on Twitch today, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I can still fire Twitch from here. There you go. So yeah, there we go. That is working. Obviously it's set to 0. Even on click now, I think, because I'm pretty sure if I do 2, then that's not going to work. Yeah. But if I set this to off, then we should be in business again. No, we're not. Oh, we've lost the summary. This is tripping me up. I don't know why this. Oh, right. So the summary has to be. The summary must be at the front, so you need some kind of translation here to make that element big. So you could do like 5 pixels or something, just so it's like a little bit bigger, but that red element has to always be like there. What I might do is make it a little bit bigger, and then yeah, style it up a little bit like that. So now I know that it's always there, but look, when you do that and you hover it, then it breaks, which isn't good. And I guess it's because the summary doesn't move, but then that doesn't make sense because technically it should be moving. So why is one of them going further than the other? And I guess it's something to do with this. Oh, of course it's to do with this, because we've moved it, and now the Z index is tucked away. Ah, that sucks. We could try doing something like this, but that's not going to work. I want to do it in a clean. I want to do it in a clean way. That's the problem here. I don't want it to be too hacky. Like, so if I look at the old demo, it's like I'm using 0.05 pixels and stuff like that. I just don't want to do that again. I'd like this to work in a way that I can always make it sit further ahead. But yeah, it looks like when I hover, it works. Yeah, when I hover, that after, like, the summary gets blown out, but it doesn't make any sense because the details should move forward, as would the. I see. I think this could be it. Is that it? Is it just because it's trans? Yeah, there we go. It's user error, obviously. Although that's kind of weird. Look at that. I can't make it do it again. That's because I'm hovering in that gap. Obviously, this isn't actually gonna. Although, is it open? I don't think it's open. If it's open, we're in trouble. Yeah, it's open and we're in trouble. Because that shouldn't work. And hover and not open. Why is it doing that hover? Oh, yeah, because this this can only apply to details, right? That's why. There we go. How fiddly. Ugh, how fiddly. I don't know how we're gonna. I'm trying to diagnose something on the side here as well as doing this. So if I seem a little bit distracted, that's why. Oh, I know what it is. Sorry, I'm trying to show someone how to use Vincent Van Git at the same time as doing this. Yeah, and this is completely my fault because I don't actually show how to do it. So that script creates gosh, I need to remember how to actually do this. Creates a big fat script, and at the end actually sit and try and work this out. Get in it. Git commit. Git push remote. That should be working. I think if you go to I know what the issue is. Git init. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking about something else I'm doing at the same time here. Git config -- global list. Init.default branch. I think that will fix it. Check. Sorry about that. I will get back to normal service. Right, well I think that will work now even with 1 pixel. Yeah, that's good. So this is how, I don't know, like, well, if there's anyone actually still watching, that is that's how responsive I am. If you ping me, I would pretty much drop everything and try and help you out. So someone just pinged me about how to get Vincent van Git working on their GitHub. They want to show some cool thing they've drawn, and yeah, I wanted to get that working. And there's nothing worse than when you get stuck and you just can't work out why. And I think the real issue here was my documentation probably wasn't great. So, but I'm hoping that will fix their issue. Should be pretty neat if it does. Right, so we have these drawers are pretty good, but what we need to do, and this is going to be kind of weird, but will kind of make sense. So if I did like a 0 here, the red, yeah, you see like the red gets lost. So the after needs to be like 2 pixels ahead, or maybe not, maybe just the 1. But it kind of needs to be like a handle and not just like a huge thing. So what we can do is we can do like a linear gradient, and we're just, for now, we're just going to do like purple. And it doesn't really matter, but we're just going to do 50-50, and I'm going to do 10, and alright, we'll do a handle that's 25 and 15 wide, right? And the background color is transparent. That'll make like a little purple box. So that is our handle. You see how it's like transparent? And then that means that we can use everything else. Everything else is our so we can take this blue off. And there you go, now we have like the front of the drawer, and that will actually work. Obviously we have it, it's going back into its hole, and its hole has a color. You take that off as well. But now you would have 3 working drawers, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the trick to getting that, like, the sizing right, just depends what kind of size you want. So I don't mind having a little gap because it kind of makes it look more real, I guess. But the width probably not that wide. So maybe, and I've kind of just fluked this. It's just kind of worked with the dimensions I've given it. But you shouldn't really do this. We should do something like this, var width, and then maybe we'll do like plus 1.5 times var frame, something like that, and then times 1 vmin, and then that'll give us like a sort of a height a width we can play with. So we should get like we've got a big gap. Var width. Oh yeah, because we're doing the actual width. So maybe if we do width minus 1 frame, that'll give us like a little bit of a room around the outside. If we took it further down, you can go like 0.5 and it'll be quite tight to the edges. Maybe 0.6. Let me scale it up. That's quite good. And then the same with the height, really. The height could be, and here this is where it gets interesting, because then we could be, actually, do you know what? It's going to be draw height times 1 vmin for now, and that should shrink it. Yep. Interestingly, we have like a gap at the bottom, but I think that's just the size we're at. But we don't care because we're going to make it slightly bigger. So we're going to do plus, and let's just do 0.5 times var frame for now. Yeah, do that, and that should, yeah, cover up those gaps, and then that gives us something to play with. And then it's kind of plain sailing from here. Not really much we have to do. All we have to do is hook up the rest of the sides. So we need the bottom, the back, and we just mess around with this handle a bit, and we're done. So yeah, this one's pretty easy. I've actually made it a lot easier by doing it how I've done it. If you look at the old one, my word, it is yeah, interesting. I mean, it confused me looking at it. I'll put this light on. But yeah, I mean, it confused me looking at it, so, and I wrote it. So, yeah, CSS variables for the win. This should make a lot more sense. It looks like there's a lot of code, but it's really not that bad. The hardest part is probably the calc. Calc's can be kind of intimidating, I guess, but it's really not that bad when you actually have a look at it. Although I've lost that handle. Where's that handle? On the after, down here. So yeah, this is quite cool because I can just mess around with the position. So it could be like 10, and that would put it on the left. But we don't want that. We want it to be in the middle and maybe like 15% up. And what I might do is I might shrink it and make it like, I don't know, 10, and let's try 40 and see what that looks like. That's quite good. And you could probably go even smaller than that, or even wider. You know, you could mess around with it. You go 60 and go like 8. I think 60 is probably too wide, maybe 50. 50 might look good. That doesn't look good. Oh, what? So, yeah, browser sync does it sometimes. I don't know why. It's really freaking annoying. It just blows up for no reason. There we go. We're back again. See, that's probably alright. I think I was kind of liking 45%. Yeah, that kind of looked good. Oh wait, are we not? Have we lost live reload now? I might have to p-kill it. P-kill minus F browser sync. Let's try this again. I don't know why it does this. It just blows up. There we go. We're back. So yeah, maybe 40. 40 is not bad. And then obviously you can start messing around with this. So start doing change that to the handle color. And then up here we could be like, cool, my handles are gonna be hot pink. Now they're hot pink. So now we just need the rest. Now I'm gonna add something a little bit interesting into this one as well, but we will get to that. We'll get to that in a moment. We will get to that in a moment. Let's add the rest of the drawer. We're slacking. We are slacking. So we have this panel, and let's do the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to abstract this like opening. I'm going to do like limit. And I do hover. And this will make sense in a minute. The reason I want to put limit and a hover at the root, it doesn't need to go in the root, but because I'm just doing CodePen demos, it doesn't really matter. And I like putting them in the root because then you can jump in and change them, and it's really easy to see where to change them. Normally you would scope them to the actual thing. But the reason I'm doing that, and there's a reason for it, is so I can share that variable, because I want to use it elsewhere. I'd like to use it to calculate the depth of the drawers. And it's kind of interesting, this one actually. I've got options. I feel like I just blagged it with the originals. I just sort of went, yeah, I'll do this kind of height and I'll do this kind of width. And that does look like what I did. Yeah, I just went like 65%. So I'm going to do the left first, and I'm going to say it's a width of, we'll go var depth to start with and see what it looks like. So var depth times 1 beam in. And we'll say the height is going to be 65%. And the background is red. Right, now that's going to, should break. Although it doesn't seem to be appearing. Although it might not, because it might get hidden. Where are you? You're in here, and you're in here, and you are this one. Yeah, so you see how it's like, it's kind of tiny? That's fine. What I want to do is I want to do left 0, transform origin 0, 50%, and then I'm going to rotate it by minus 90 degrees on the y-axis. So rotate y minus 90, and you can see I've gone the wrong way. There you go. And you can see that it's top 0, which I don't really want. So I think I'm going to go bottom 0 or like bottom 1%, just so there's like a little bit of leeway. There you go. And the reason we're using percentage is then we can just change this and it will go up and down. 100 would look really weird. And drawers tend to be like quite low on the sides, and depending on where you get them from, like here or somewhere, I don't know. 50 probably looks a little bit too low, so I think 60 kind of looks about right. Maybe I was right, maybe 65 is bang on. But yeah, if we close that now, you actually see it goes inside and it gets hidden away, which is kind of cool. There's a little bit of Z indexing there, which we can fix. That's fine. What we do is we just say that by default, we'll just do something like this. Default is 001, just to like open it ever so slightly, and then our fallback value, wherever we did all the mechanical stuff, would go here, and we just say open, and we just give it by default. And you see here now it's always slightly in front, which is what we want. Looks kind of funky. That might fix itself. You can see it's kind of like jumping, which is a bit strange, but it's kind of unnoticeable. Like, you're not going to see that. So we'd rather make something that, like, this isn't something you're going to drop on your website. This is something that you just mess around and play with to kind of work out how these things work, just for the fun of it. Right is going to be pretty much the same. So right is just going to be the same deal. They're going to share quite a bit, but the origin is obviously going to be different. So the origin will be 100, and the rotate will be like -90, and it should be right 0. And you actually see it poking through, which isn't ideal. So we need to fix that. We can fix that in different ways. So we could just say, do you know what? You're coming forward 1 pixel. And then that pretty much fixes that issue. Cool. And then, what do we want to do next? We need the back, and we need everything else that goes into this. So we just need the bottom and the back. The back's going to be interesting, and what I'm going to do actually quick is just refactor these parts up so we know that they're the same, but these two are different. So we'll just do ampersand left for that, and we can take all this out, and we can do that, and we can do that. And it should still work all the same, apart from one bit where it's broken. So we'll do left 0, and now we're good. Cool. Let's do the bottom. So the bottom is going to be, it's going to be the height of the depth. because we're basing it on the same width, so we're just going to go depth because it's easy, and the width will be the width times 1 beam, and we'll just give it like a background of, I don't know, blue. Cool, and we'll go bottom 0, and we'll go, oh actually, the width will be 100%, sorry. We don't want it to be too big. There we go. And then for this one's really easy. We just do a transform origin, and we just do 50%, 100%, and then we do a transform. And all we need to do here is rotate X, whoa, by 90 degrees, so it flattens it. There you go. So now you have the bottom of the drawer. Pretty easy. Just a... Although I don't know why everything else is jiggling. Kind of strange. I think it's because everything is Vmin, I think, and it's just getting a bit fiddly. But it should look alright. You can see like there's slight overlaps and things. What you can do, if you really want, is do that like 1%. That'll knock it up a little bit, and it should get hidden. So you do 2%. Now it doesn't show through, which is kind of what you wanted. You see some Z fighting going on there. Also, this after needs to be 2 pixel now because we've lost the handle. There we go. Yeah, interestingly, we've got this issue here where that is not ideal. Only happening on that one though. It's kind of weird. It could be any number of things. Probably not going to matter though when I do that. But you see how it's kind of like getting a little bit lost. It's getting a little bit crunched. Which shouldn't be the case. So I might have to play with that. Only when one's open as well, which is kind of strange. So now it's fine, now it's fine. But as soon as this one's open, it kind of rewrites this one over the top of this one, which isn't ideal. We could get rid of this, but I don't think that's going to fix it. I think that's probably going to make it worse. Open that one, open that one, open that one, open that one. You can kind of see what's happening, like it's just this frame is just getting trapped. Like that drawer is just getting a bit lost. Just a little bit of painting issues. It's always a bit of a pain to fight these things. I mean, you could move it ever so slightly like that, and that will actually fix it. Seems to be alright like that. It's actually kind of fixed the jitteriness as well. Kind of weird how that works. But yeah, 1.1 is probably a bit too much. Probably have to do something like that just to tuck it in a bit. And then, oh no, now it's broken again, so I need to mess around with it until you can get it somewhere where it's happy. Pull it back in, pull it back out. No, it's not happy with that, so we go 7.5, and you just end up keeping them to work until you find something where it's happy. So it looks like 0.51 was what pleased it, but unfortunately you get that little gap at the top there, which I didn't really want, but yeah, I don't know, that little gap looks kind of funky. I guess what we can do is we'll tackle the Z fighting at the end. We'll get the drawer in, we'll get the back of the drawer in, and then we'll worry about the Z fighting. We'll start colouring things up a bit and see if it, sometimes they fix themselves, sometimes you just have to come back and work them out. So the back is going to be same deal, height 65. It's going to be a width of 100. It's going to be bottom again. Probably go bottom 1, and we'll go like, I don't know. Let's go white, and no rotation. Don't need to worry about that. All we're doing is, oh, and I guess it could be because I need to use transform 3D on a load of stuff. But yeah, all we're going to do here is we're going to do calc var depth, and we're going to negate it, so we're going to go the opposite direction. There you go. So there is your back of the drawers. And I mean, that is pretty much it. I mean, that is 3D CSS Drawers, as easy as that. But then all we need to do is add some colors, add some styles to the font and stuff. It's pretty good. So we can do like text align center. I don't know. Line height. I mean, I don't know what I do on the original. I guess I did like a pixel height. I guess I could do a font size based on the drawer height, perhaps. So I could do like calc var drawer height, and that will give me a consistent, yeah, that would give me a consistent drawer size. However, it's going to blow out on some of them. So I guess I just need to come up with like a happy medium. Maybe like 2 VMin, 3. Just keep playing with it till it looks good. Go with font. We'll go sans serif, nice and easy. And let's go font weight bold. And we'll go line height. We'll go line height 3 VMin as well, that should center it. No, it's not going to center it because it's going to be draw height times 0.65 VMin. There you go. So CSS is awesome. Cool. So that kind of works. That looks alright. Then we just need some colors, so we can start doing that. So we already have the handle, we have like interestingly here, we could do different ways to do it. See, I could do hue, I'm gonna go saturation 0, and then do like a little bit of stylus stuff here. Sorry, stylus doesn't like HSL very much, so you have to do these little tricks. I'm gonna go 80% for the first one. And what you have to do is you interpolate it like this, so you can just do like var hue, and then calc var saturation times 1%. I don't know why I do that, because technically it just makes more sense to drop that like that, so let's do that. I think it's just habit of not using units. Cool, so that's unit 1, and then I'll go like unit 2 will be a little bit darker, and unit 3 will be a little bit darker than that, so let's go like 65 40. And then we start actually applying some color. So I'm going to go var unit 1, and then you can just see what happens. Although, yeah, so that's blocked out the whole thing, which we don't want. So we can actually take the color off. Although the back will have color, so this is where it's going to get a little bit interesting. So the back will be background var unit 1. That's why we don't spin it around. It doesn't really make sense. But the frame, on the other hand, that will be the color. So now that has the right color, and then you apply that here as well. I feel like we need a background as well, because there's no background. What should we go with? Let's go with like a green kind of color, maybe. That's hella bright. Let's go kind of like that. Cool, that is bright. Let's go with, I don't know, like something a bit softer, I guess. Yeah, we can work with that. And then I'll mess around with it. And then I want like these, I don't know actually, I guess there's a fourth color because there's technically one darker, which I'm going to use for the front. And these are just like, I guess, boilerplate colors. We're going to change them. We don't need color for that anymore because that is the middle, so that's now gone. And what's this, the left and the right, so we can do, let's go unit 3. So you see it's instantly it's taking shape, like it's way there already. I mean, it's pretty much there. Obviously it's annoying, we have these little gaps. We'll have to try and work something out there. We can probably just make the front a little bit bigger, and that will fill the gap up. But these little, that's why we've done it all with variables, so we can just change things on the fly. That'll be really easy. So we're going to go unit 2. That's going to fill the top. And it's really taking shape now. I don't think there's any more colors in the way. We have these panels for the left and right. We're going to worry about that in a minute. You actually see a little bit of Z fighting there as well, which is not ideal. I think it's because the bottom is too low. And if I bring it up, there you go, it's no longer. I say, I'm not going to use these drawers to actually put my my socks and my clothes in, so it didn't really matter. It's just all about illusion and kind of showing that you can do this with just CSS. Kind of fun, right? I was kind of looking for the front and the handles, but I think the handle is there and the front was up here. I just missed it. So this will be unit 4. Cool, and we can obviously change all this. So what I will do here is I'll actually say the width is fine, but I think if we match it with the height, it should cover the gaps up. So we can just keep doing it until the gaps are matched. A although you can still see it poking through. Only on this bottom one though. I feel like that's because that slat should go a tiny bit lower. So I have it at like, where is it? Yeah. So if I did like 2.1%, it'll go way lower. But it'll work. But you see now it's not quite there. So it'd be like really, really minimal amount to cover that gap. There you go. Cool. I'll probably make a note of that as well here. And you could probably do it with this one as well, to be fair, just to make sure. But this one doesn't really suffer the same thing because obviously it's only the bottom one that was really getting affected. Cool. So now we just need the actual panel pieces, and for this there's like 3. So all we gotta do is same deal. Gonna be slightly different though, because they're all gonna be shades of white. What have I done? Oh. Get rid of these. And then yeah, just do draw. We're gonna race for time. What time is it? Is it 6 yet? Oh, we got 8 minutes to finish this. 8 minutes. I'm gonna go 0, 0. Now, the reason I'm not using the variable is because I don't want this one to be changed. The drawers are always going to be like that. You know that weird white you get for an inner piece of a drawer. So yeah, these are just going to be like, I don't know, 95. That kind of gives me like a, and I don't actually need these calcs at all. There we go. Draw 3, draw 2, and draw 1. And I'm just going to apply them to the panels. So wherever red is, we're going to say that your draw 2, and the bottom, let's say that your var draw 3. Although I feel like I'm going to want them around the other way in a second. That's not too bad. And then the back one is going to be var draw 1. And there won't be much change. But yeah. That's how you do it. Pretty easy. When you dig into it, there's not a lot to it. So now we can just change all those. And the reason I did that is so if I want to change the saturation, now we get like a red cabinet with like ease. You can just change the colors however you want. Obviously we're going 0. And then these unit colors need to be much darker. So I'm going to go 20 and 10. There we go. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'll go 50 on the front. And then maybe my handle, maybe I'll make that brighter, like a almost a white. There we have it. That's how you create furniture drawers with just some CSS. Kind of cool. You can do all sorts with that and mess around with it. I mean, we could even do something like, do you know what, actually, what I'm gonna do, how long have we got? 5 minutes. Actually, I won't do it now, but I'll do it for the demo when I share it on online. So, yep, this is me casually working away. I'm out, so I'm gonna end the stream, and I'll catch you on Twitter or wherever. See you later, people. We'll end with one of my Twitch things. What should we end with? We'll go with this one.